Hi there, Debbie Chu here from Chew on Vegan, and welcome to my kitchen. If you're new here, I'm a plant-based RN. If you are a baby boomer like I am, which means you were born between 1946 and 1964, you're 57 to 75 years old, then this is going to be the video for you. Today I'm going to be showing you what I ate in a day as a baby boomer. Now if you're not a baby boomer, that's okay. These recipes will help you lose weight, help you get healthy. But today I'm talking to my baby boomers out there. I want you guys to be proud of being a baby boomer. We are about 73 million in the United States. We grew up in a time of no cell phones, of no internet. We grew up on I Love Lucy and the Andy Griffith Show, and grew up in a little bit different way than the younger generation today. But even though we are getting older, we've still got it. And the best way to keep going and to be healthy is to eat a whole food plant-based diet. I'm going to be showing you 3 recipes today. And I don't like to say that they're breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is just what I'm going to be eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but you can absolutely interchange them. A lot of times I'll eat pancakes for dinner, doesn't matter. So the first one's going to be a cornbread pancake. Yes, I am still on my pancake kick. This will probably be my last one for a while, but these are so delicious. It's just like eating a piece of cornbread. And then my second recipe, I'm gonna make one recipe, and it's gonna be used for lunch and for dinner in slightly different ways. So to start these cornbread pancakes, we're gonna start with a banana, and you want a super ripe banana. Now all these ingredients you could put in a blender and just blend them all together. That would make it really super quick and easy. But lately I've really been liking pancakes that are a little bit more denser, a little bit more texture to them. So that's why I'm doing this all in a bowl. So we'll get this banana mashed. So that's how you want your banana to look. Now I'm just going to add all the rest of my ingredients. I start with 1.5 cups of oat flour. Now I ground this myself, and I prefer to grind it myself because I like a little bit more substance. Some of the pre-made flours are super fine, and I like a little bit more texture to my pancakes. So 1.5 cups of that. And then here comes the cornbread part. 1/2 cup of cornmeal. This is medium coarse ground. And then I have some baking powder and a little bit of salt. That just helps bring out the flavor. I'm going to add a little bit of my riced cauliflower. This is just 1/4 cup to kind of give it a little bit of oomph here. It makes it really creamy batter. I just like adding that. I just like what it does to it. Then I've got a little 1/4 cup of frozen corn. Then we're going to do about 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Then I want to add a couple tablespoons of pure maple syrup. And I'm just going to kind of give this a stir before we put the rest of the liquid in. And it's not going to completely combine, but I just like to get it going. I used roasted corn because that's all I had in the freezer, but you could use regular sweet corn. That would probably be ideal. All right, then to keep this super low fat, we're just going to add water. If you want to add plant milk, you may absolutely do so, but I'm trying to keep mine as low fat as possible. I've got 2 cups here. I'm going to start with maybe 1.5 cups. And see where I land. And I may need more than 2 cups. I don't know. You just have to decide what kind of batter you would like. So I like this consistency right here. So I used only 1.5 cups of water. Yep, 1.5 cups. All right, let's get the griddle warmed up, and then we're gonna make these pancakes. So I've got my beautiful Bella griddle ready to go. I've got it at about 325, 350. Somewhere is right in between there. I'm going to use a 1/4 cup measuring to get my pancakes on here. So I think you know the drill. We're gonna let these cook for a few minutes on this side. When they start getting a little dry around the edges and a little golden, we'll flip them, cook them a couple minutes on the other side, and then I will show you how I finish them off. So I just topped these with some maple syrup. I've got some fruit on the side. Check that out. You can see the little pieces of corn, and oh, it's so yummy. It's just like eating a piece of cornbread, but it's in a pancake. So I'm going to be making one recipe, and it's going to make two different kinds of meals. They're both going to start with some kale, some garlic, onion, mushrooms, and chickpeas. But I'm going to do something slightly different for lunch and something slightly different for dinner. But this is how they're going to start for two different recipes using the same base. So let's get over the stove and get these cooked up. Now you may be saying to yourself, you use mushrooms, onions, and kale a lot. I do, because I think it is a winning combination and it just is so versatile. So I've got my beautiful always pot here. I'm gonna heat it up a little bit. We're gonna throw in our mushrooms. And yes, you can slice your own. I'm going for easy today. We're just gonna let these cook down for a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna add the onion and the garlic. And the heat is on medium. Now you can see how they're releasing some of their moisture. Well, this is what you want. Then I'm gonna add in about a half an onion. I just like to make some thin slices. Those just go in, breaking up the little rings. Then I want to add about 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. Stir this all together. So we'll let this continue to cook down. Want the onions to get soft. You want the mushrooms to reduce in size a bit. So a few more minutes. These are cooking down beautifully. Let's add some spices. I'm going to be using this umami seasoning blend. It's just dried mushrooms, some thyme, and some red pepper flakes. It's just going to really bring out that mushroomy flavor. So I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of that and a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder and garlic powder. And then I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of coconut aminos. Then we're going to add 1 can of chickpeas, rinsed and drained. We'll just let these cook for a few minutes in this yummy juice that is formed from these mushrooms and the onions. At this point, we're going to add this big, huge bag of kale, 10 ounces. Now we got all this kale in here. Stir it around. You bring the stuff from the bottom onto the top, it helps wilt it down. I'm going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt just to kind of season up the kale a little bit. I'm going to give it a couple more turns, a couple more stirs, and then I'm going to cover it and turn the heat down a little bit and just let it wilt for a few minutes. Then the last thing I do is squeeze a little bit of lemon on here. And this just kind of makes all the flavors come alive. Then I'm going to turn the heat off, cover it, let it sit for 1 minute. So the first way I like to eat this recipe is with, I add some corn, so I have a starch, and then I just do these lettuce cups. Really delicious. Now you can top these with any kind of sauce you want, more coconut aminos, maybe you want to do soy sauce, maybe you want to do sweet chili sauce, but I'm just going to eat them plain today. So this is the first way that I'm going to do this recipe. Now I'm going to show you the second way that I do that. But before I do that, I want to show you what I eat for snacks. These are some of the fruits that I eat. You know, I've got banana, of course. I've got these beautiful envy apples. I've got a nectarine. I've got mango. These are really good. These are cherry plums. Oh, unbelievable. And then I've got under here just your regular cherries. So I'm not afraid of fruit. I eat fruit every day, and you shouldn't be afraid of fruit either. It's got so many health benefits: fiber, minerals, water. And don't think that fruit is too high in sugar, because it has all the other components in it. It's got water and fiber and vitamins and minerals and nutrients. So it's so good for you. So don't be afraid of your fruit, because it's going to keep you full. It's got a lot of bulk to it, so enjoy your fruit. If you like what you see so far, if you feel like you're getting value, that it's helping you, you're getting some ideas, then please hit the like button. And if you're not sure about eating a plant-based diet, I have an ebook that I created that explains the benefits of a plant-based diet. This can give you some good information to help you make that decision. Being on a plant-based diet was one of the best decisions that I made, especially being a whole food plant-based, no oil. This is going to give you the optimal health. It's going to help with aging for sure. It's going to give your body everything you need to live a long, healthy life. Being on a plant-based diet is going to help you with avoiding some of the common diseases that people have: high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, all the cardiovascular, heart attacks, things like that, strokes. So check out my e-guide. If you feel like you need some support or you're struggling, I started a Facebook group, and there you're going to find like-minded people, and you're going to find recipes, support, and inspiration. All the links will be in the description box below, and I'd love for you to join the Facebook group. All right, let me show you how I'm going to use this recipe for dinner. I microwaved a Yukon Gold potato, and I'm just going to mash it up a little bit. I'm just going to put a little seasoning on here. This is just my Mexican Fiesta. It's got paprika, garlic, onion powder, all that. It's just quick. And then I've got some of my mushroom, kale, chickpea situation here, and that's just going to go on top. And here you have a plate that is filled with fiber. This is going to keep you so full. You've got a nice balance of starch and greens, non-starchy vegetables, mushrooms. So many health benefits from mushrooms. So let's give this a taste and do our final wrap up. So you can see what a big plate of food this is. This is going to definitely fill me up, and the fiber is amazing. That's going to help fill you up. And then we've got onions and mushrooms. All this has such good health benefits. Let's dig in. Get a little bit of that potato and some of the kale and mushroom. It is so hearty and so delicious. You're gonna love this one. I hope you enjoyed this video today. My what ate in a day for baby boomers, which I am one. 1956 is when I was born, so I'm right in there. I know a lot of you out there are in this age group as well. We've been through a lot, we've seen a lot, and we know a lot. So give yourself some credit. And as we age, it can be a little bit more difficult to lose weight. So that's why I wanted to focus on the baby boomers out there. I know for me that I have to stick with the whole food plant-based diet. I know that if I do veer off, then I gain weight. It's just kind of the way it is. And I don't veer off too often, because this is such a satisfying, fulfilling way of eating. I don't feel hungry. I don't feel like I'm starving myself. When I'm hungry, I eat. I'm eating whole foods that aren't processed, that I know are going to be good for me, and they're going to help improve my health. I think that's what we all want. We want to be healthy, to do the things we want to do so we can travel, we can see our children, grandchildren, all that. We want to have productive lives, and eating healthy is the first step. If you've made it this far in the video, please comment below with baby boomer and put the year you were born as well, if you feel comfortable doing that. I think it's really important that we don't need to lie about our age. I mean, I am going to be 66 in October. This is what 66 looks like. So don't be ashamed of how old you are. Say it loud and proud. And as you know, all my recipes are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet. And what you put on your plate determines your fate and your weight. Until next time, thank you. Baby boomers, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Well, that made a mess, didn't it? Love it.
Well, that'll be in the blooper reel. We all know that there's so much research. So what I do for dinner with this is I just microwaved a baked potato. Oh my God. A microwaved potato is not a baked potato. And I